For the past several days, I've been keeping the hood up, and there's a good reason. I'm not quite sure exactly what this cover is called, but you'll notice that it's been disturbed. The dust has been disturbed on top of it. And that is either from a pack rat or a chipmunk. Not sure which, but there's some varmint that gets in and chews on wiring and builds nests and stuff if the hood is down. But they hate it when the hood is up. I guess that's because if the hood is down, they feel protected and they're almost like underground. But if the hood is up, then they're exposed and they can see the sunlight and other animals can see them. So, yeah, I am keeping it up. Fortunately, dust and dirt still gets in here from your feet, even if you have some nice insulation to keep it out. So one of the things that I rely on is this mat. This was a floor mat that was in front of the back seat when I had the back seat in there. And when I took out the back seat to put in the seat delete from Goose Gear and then put in the refrigerator freezer, I cut that mat up, and here is part of it here. So when I step in, this is the first line of defense. Dust, debris, seeds, all kinds of junk fall into here, and I can get it out of there. Good fiber cloths, microfiber cloths, are great for cleaning the mat that I have, the truck mat here. It's kind of rubber, and that works. But I also am carrying in this bin here a 12 volt, I wanted to say electric, but it's a 12 volt vacuum. And so I have a plug right over here, so I can plug it in. You probably can't see there. And then I can sweep, and it does a really good job of even getting the dust up out of there. So those are my lines of defenses. And of course, as you've heard me say before, I want to keep the interior here as clean as I possibly can, because that gets on the bottom of my feet and when I'm undressing, and when I climb up into my sleeping area through the hatch right here, that is going to go into the sleeping bag. And the other thing that I do is I take a microfiber cloth, dampen it using water out of my filter here. That's a Lifesaver. That's the brand. It's a Lifesaver jerry can, 5-gallon filter, military spec. Has a pump. You pump on this end, and then a nozzle here, and water squirts out here as it comes through the filter to be filtered. And so I take the microfiber cloth that's dampened and rub it through my hair, my face, my arms, my feet, and I get a ton of dirt off my feet every single night when I do that. So then I can climb up into the sleeping bag, trying to keep it clean. The other thing I do is I put on fresh deodorant at that time after I clean myself. Powder, do those kind of things, brush my teeth, so that when I get into the sleeping bag, I'm ready to go to sleep. And I wake up the next morning, I'm ready to go. Another thing that I found really handy for the ALU-CAB is I find myself getting in here and kneeling to be able to get into the cabinets. And so fortunately, I have one of these kneeling mat pads. It's what you'd use in gardening and those type of things. It's just real soft foam. And I'll lay that down and be able to kneel on that without hurting my knees. I'm using that, and the reason I have it is it's a pad to protect the wall and the Lifesaver here, and just fits in there like that. Mosquitoes tend to congregate up in the upper portions of the tent here. At night, I'll take a flashlight and shine it along up there, looking real closely, and you'll spot the mosquitoes on that. Sometimes they're on the canvas. Most of the time, they're kind of up here on this black part. and then some occasions they're there with light. But this comes in very, very handily. It's just a regular fly swatter. And so the mosquitoes, that's the way to pick the mosquitoes off. But the flies and moths and those type of things, which can get in here by the dozen, you don't want to sit here and swat all of those because you'll make a mess. And so there is a way to use the screen to get rid of those very easily. So the way to do that and to get rid of bugs, you can see I've got a moth in here right now. We'll see if we can get rid of that. There are two sets of zippers. There are the set of zippers that are for the screen itself, and then there's another set of zippers that are for the canvas, the door covering, or the window covering rather. So you can close that up at night and keep warm, keep the light out, do those type of things. Well, what we want to do is to grab the ones for the window, and we open it up. And as you do so, you'll notice that the window or the screen always falls in. So what we're going to do is push that out, fold it back over so it's out. And now, wherever our bug went, don't know where he went. So anyways, the idea now is that the bugs that are in here can come up here and then they can immediately fly out. They're not impeded by the screen being folded over them. So just simply take and unzip the screen and fold it out. And you may need to take a piece of cardboard or a piece of paper or your hand or something to kind of usher them towards the opening, but they'll fly off and you won't have to sit here and swat, half a dozen bugs and have that mess to contend with. So it works very, very well. So, I have more. If you have some ideas that I haven't mentioned here, please share them. Catch you in the next one.